Active. Performed by the patient without help or resistance. 1. Free. 2. Assisted. The therapist or some device helps in the realization of the movement or in its completion. 3. Resisted. A resistance is offered to the realization of the movement. It can be with weights, manual springs or other type. Passive. Performed by an external force. 1. Relaxed. Performed by the therapist or without devices, without motor involvement of the patient. 2. Forced. Requires the therapist to exert some force to overcome limitations such as muscle retractions. 3. Manipulative. Requires specific technique and aims to overcome bone or joint limitations, often performed under anesthesia. Reflex movement. It is characterized by an involuntary contraction resulting from sensory stimulation. Posture. It is an indefinable posture that varies, being conditioned to factors such as heritability, proportionality among the members, characteristics of the muscular tonus and professional activity. It is characterized by the maintenance of balance with a minimum of muscular contractions. Theoretically, the ideal stance would be the one where the center of gravity of the head, trunk, thigh, and legs are crossed on the gravitational line. Small changes, however, end up favoring balance by requiring contractions that create situations of greater stability. Equilibrium. It occurs when the forces acting on a body are balanced and it tends to remain at rest. Stable. If the forces acting on a body tend to maintain it in its original position after it has been displaced. Unstable. If, given the initial displacement, the forces acting on the body increase the displacement. Neutral. It occurs when, in spite of the displacement, the weight and the position of its center of gravity remain the same in relation to a rolling ball. Factors that influence balance. Basis. Area by which the body is supported. Center of gravity. The point through which the weight line acts. A body can be supported with a single point of support if this is the center of gravity. Gravitational line. It is the vertical line that crosses the center of gravity. In the human body, it passes approximately in the body of the second sacral vertebra and touches the ground between the ankles. Gait. Several factors can interfere with walking, but the biomechanical components involved are the same. March cycle. It is the activity that occurs between the time the heel of one foot touches the ground until it touches the ground again. Stride length. It is equal to the distance of the gait cycle. Fast of the can. It is the activity which occurs when the foot is in contact with the ground. It begins when the heel touches the ground and ends when the foot leaves the ground. It occupies 60% of the gait cycle. Oscillation phase. It occurs when the foot is in the air. It begins when the foot leaves the ground and ends when the heel of this foot touches the ground. It occupies 40% of the gait. Simple support. The moment when only one foot is in contact with the ground. Double support. It occurs while both feet are in contact with the ground. It happens in two moments: when one foot finishes the step phase and when the other begins. The faster the pace of the gait, the shorter this period will be. Difference between walking and running. In running there are no periods of double support, but there can be short moments without support. Stride length. This is the distance between the touch of the heel of one foot and the touch of the other foot. Cadence. It is the walking speed, equivalent to the number of steps per minute. Independent of the walking speed, the percentage of support in each foot should be the same.